Hey everybody, this is the first dev diary for Steam Bandits Outpost. I am the creative director on the project, Jason Fader, and these dev diaries are intended to give you guys some insight into what goes on the project, allow me to answer your questions, or somebody else like JD or anybody else on the team that might have answers for questions that you guys are asking. Let's get started. The first thing I'm going to cover is the winner for the contest that we ran on Facebook. I think we called it the Share-a-thon, where if you shared the post, we enter your name in a hat. Let me grab the hat. And it's a nice little steampunky hat. There's goggles there too. Put your name in a hat, and I'm going to draw a winner, and that winner will be able to design a custom pet for the game. Let's see, let me hold the hat up, and it's a nice little hat thing. And I found this cool little thing in my I have a steampunk outfit, so I'll just wave the watch over to who will win. Okay, so ready? And will it be you? And I'll just jumble it up a little, not looking. And okay, I think I got one. Is this attached one? And our winner is Michael Alar. Congratulations, Michael. It's kind of blurry. There we go. Is that a bit clear? Good enough. You can make out your name. So, Michael, we will be contacting you sometime in the next few days to talk about what type of pet you would like in the game. I'm going to put this hat down. Now then, let's see. What else to talk about? So, another question that we got is what is our progress so far on closed beta? So, as some of you know, we started our closed beta phase a few weeks ago. Quickly, I learned that I probably should not have called it a closed beta exactly. It's more of a backer beta preview. The reason for that is we're currently overhauling a lot of our content in the game, changing it over to a new system that can support all the multiplayer stuff. And we have all the content right now sitting in an intermediate thing like a big Excel doc. And we just need to import a lot of that in and fill in some numbers and stuff. So that process might take a little time. So right now, the current beta is you can build a town, you can get some pets, place a lot of stuff, go to other islands and check things out, but you can't get any XP, you can't level, and there's a few other components that are missing that we're going to be adding back within the next few weeks, so it's a very, very early beta. I think probably in 2 weeks or so, we're going to have some really cool content in there for those of you that are already in the backer beta. Let's see, that brings me to my next question. One of our backers asked, when will we let in the lower tiers, lower backer tiers? And tomorrow I'm going to be letting in the rest of the backers that qualified to get into the beta phase. I think that's people that I forget. I think if you donate to $50 or more, or somewhere around there. And so we're going to be letting in all those backers that qualified. If you donated below the beta reward amount, we will send you an invite to the tail end of the closed beta, which probably won't be until next month, just because it's a reward for backers that donated more, so it seems fair that way. And yeah, around that time as well, we'll also be distributing some beta keys for people. So you can let your friends into the game if you're already part of the beta. There'll be a invite kind of system going on. Let's see. And then that brings me to the next question we got, which was, when will open beta be? So open beta is a phase of the game where we just let in anybody from the public play. So that probably won't happen until a lot more is finished in the game. So first we're in the backer beta. Then after that phase, we'll be in a proper closed beta. And that's going to occur, like I said, sometime next month, probably late next month. And then after that closed beta, we will go into open beta. And open beta will probably be around late November, early December. And open beta might last for 2 to 4 weeks, and then we launch the game. But during open beta, we don't plan on doing any character wipes. So if you start playing during open beta, what you build up is what you get in the final game. The main difference is open beta might have some bugs, so we'd want people to keep that in mind. And as we fix the bugs, once everything looks good and polished, then we would consider the game launched. Plus, around open beta is when we would submit it to Apple for their App Store approval, as well as Android. And we'll talk to Valve about getting it on Steam. Our goal is to get it on as many platforms as possible, including Facebook eventually. But our priority is the more native platforms. And then once we have time, we'll look into porting it to Facebook as well. So let's see, what's the next question? This is like weird. It's the sun's hitting me. Anyways, so here's going to be a long answer to a question one of our backers asked. Actually, a lot of our backers, which was why has the game taken so long? So I made an update to the backers, and I went out to the backers last week because I wanted to give them the story in text and a bit of a heads up with a new feature that we have not talked about, and I'll talk about that in this thing. But first, let me start at the beginning. So this game, we launched our Kickstarter campaign July of 2012, and we were funded in August of 2012. And so from August to December, the team was mostly focused on fulfilling backer rewards. We really underestimated how long that would take us. So creating custom pets, custom captains, getting the physical stuff out there, the logistics of shipping all that stuff, and that derailed anybody who wasn't a programmer. Plus, all the programmers on the team work part-time since they have day jobs, and they are totally awesome for sticking with it and committing the time that they have. They're a really, really great bunch, especially Nick. Yeah, I'm looking at you, buddy. So that brought us to late December, and everybody was like with family, doing vacation stuff. During that time, I was refining the design of the game, figuring out what we wanted to do, working with JD to nail down the art style more. And it wasn't until, I'd say, January when we really started ramping up and getting into pre-production. So things were looking good. Around that time, we lost a few people on the team. They were hired back by the company that laid them off from the year before. And since none of us really wanted to leave that company, I couldn't fault them for wanting to go. I wanted to go back. But since we had done the Kickstarter and committed to this project, I need to see this through. And in the process of seeing that through, it's become, I don't know, kind of a dream, kind of a goal, destiny, if you will. I don't know, I'm getting crazy. And so JD and I sat down, we had a talk with the rest of the team, and we said, look, we're in this for the long haul. We're committed to this. We're not going anywhere, and we'll do whatever it takes to finish this game. But it was clear that we needed more people since we lost quite a few. So we had to recruit. And the recruitment process takes a while. I'm very picky with who I let into the team. I look for some things that other studios might not look for. I care more about how well you can mesh with the team and your team synergy with everybody than your skill. I mean, you need to be skilled as well, but if you're like totally super awesome but might not work well in a team, that probably won't be okay here because we're a very tight-knit group. I see everybody on this team as family, and when we're looking for people, we're looking for people to add to the family. So it's a very, very tricky process, and it took us some time. So during that time, when we were looking for people, I did some soul searching, and I thought about the future of the project and our future games. I mean, we really want to do the whole trans gaming stuff, but if we were losing people and the project was getting delayed, I had to think, well, how likely is it that we'll even get to the next games? If this is the only game we're going to finish, I want this game to spread the company's core philosophy, which is bring gamers closer together. I mean, like most of you know, the whole trans gaming thing is we're going to have 3 games that all interconnect, and they're all different games, but they're all in the same world, and you'll be able to like play with people that are playing like a town building game, and some people that are playing the airship game, and other people that are playing like the fighter game and stuff. But before we can get to that point, I guess I was wondering, would we even get that far? And if we didn't, would I want this game to feel like an unfinished dream? And so sat down with the programmers and the artists and the designers, and just started. I was just open to them and told them, look, I'd I want to see if this game can be something more within the schedule. So while we were looking for people, I wanted to see if there was some way we can kind of nudge the game in a direction that can provide content that could bridge the gap for some gamers. And what what I came up with was leveraging more RPG stuff, leveraging more casual RPG things. So uh, it's already a town building game, and most of you guys are familiar with what a town building game entails. You start with some stuff. You build some buildings. The buildings produce things. You can craft some stuff, and the other big thing when I design a game that I really love is customization. For those of you that played Hyperball, I was a big proponent of customizing your ships, colorizing things, different variants, because I feel players really want to set themselves apart and feel unique. And so those principles are definitely resonating through in Steam Bandits. So with that feature, I was thinking, well, since you could already visit your friends' towns and you already have an avatar, which is your overseer, the technology already supported visiting other islands. So could we have another island that did not have another player town, but instead had some treasure chests or creatures or companions for you to collect? And the programming answer was, yeah, that's a hop, skip away in the technology. So I ran with that. Since some of our designers came from Fallout New Vegas, we were really itching to get some cool RPG stuff in there, and this was our way to do it. So we started working on ideas for what kind of things we could do within the engine cheaply. And what we came up with was you're going to start with an island. You're going to build that up, and throughout the course of building up that island, you're going to get quests that send you off to other islands that are not owned by players. They're just in the wild, the wilderness. And there's going to be stuff there to explore, stuff to collect, some mysteries to discover and uncover. And there's going to be a story. There's going to be NPCs that you talk to that have well-written dialogue, personalities, conflict, intrigue, all that fun stuff. And you're going to pick up some companions along the way in the form of some captains that you can assign to your island to send off on missions, or some pets, like you might find a cool, I don't know, flying shark with a laser on it. I don't know, for example. That'd be crazy if we did something like that. Who knows? We do crazy things. But anyway, so you can find stuff as you adventure on these islands, and the whole system I was thinking is like, yeah, this is adventuring. This is an awesome component to the game that will set us apart from other town building games, and it commingles with it. So, like, after a hard day of adventuring on other islands, you can go back home to your home island and build that up, and queue up your blacksmith and your tailor to build some awesome outfits if you want to look good, or have them build things that can increase your stats to make you even tougher to fight a monster that's on an island that you've been trying to beat. And a whole lot of cool ideas came from it. And none of this stuff really delayed anything that we were working on, since the art team was powering through their stuff on schedule. And while we were recruiting more people, the design team was just getting these ideas ironed out. And it happened that the design goals and the art goals kind of synced up eventually. I mean, we had to cut some of the design features because some of the things I was thinking of were not feasible with the schedule that we had. We might introduce those in expansions. To give you a preview, some of the things I thought of was like maybe some PvP or guild stuff, or cross-game guilds. Ooh, really pushing the whole trans-gaming mechanic. And so this took us to around the July timeframe, July 2013, which was a few months ago. And it was around then that we brought on, started looking for more designers. Because it took us some time to get our design tools up and running, and figure out just how all the pipelines and stuff worked. And so we brought on some more designers in August, and now we're full steam ahead in full steam ahead in content creation, where we're making more content, fleshing out those NPCs, itemizing everything, giving stats to items so that they're meaningful when you go out adventuring, and also balancing stuff when you build all the buildings in your outpost, allowing you to purchase new islands to build outposts on. Customizing yourself, all the captain stuff. So all of these things are coming together, but first we wanted to make sure that that the core mechanics were fun and good on their own. Because I strongly feel from past experience that you really need to polish something and bring it to 95 or 100% and make sure it's good, and then work on something else. If you work on everything like up to like you work on a lot of things and bring them up to 20% and then bring them together, it's kind of doesn't feel good in a game. So we wanted to go with that philosophy. So we'd work on a system. Once it looked good, we would move on to the next system, and then these systems commingle together, and it's all a lot of cool stuff. So that's the long story. So that brings us to right now, where it is the end of September. We're getting closer to a more proper closed beta. Right now we're in the backer beta. We're working on content, and I think we will be in good shape to do an open beta by the end of the year. And the other thing about the backer beta is we want more feedback from our backers and their ideas, because we could not have made this game without their help, and we are so appreciative of that. And we want to engage and interact with them, and them being you guys, and just I don't know, let's have fun making a cool game together. I mean, it's like, even though we're making the game like internally, the dev team, we're making the game for you guys. So we want this to be a game that you guys will love. And so please post on the forums, talk to us. We love hearing from you. We try to respond as often as possible on the forums. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to cover for this dev diary. So if you think of more questions that you'd like to ask us for us to cover in the next dev diary, some things that we're planning on talking about in the future would be, I'm going to introduce individuals on the team one by one, kind of have like a dev spotlight kind of thing. I'm going to talk more about our internal process, since everybody on the team is remote. Like this is the computer I'm in my condo, my girlfriend's condo, so we're all just living at home, relying on our parents' kindness and their patience with us, because we really believe in this project, and so do our parents, but they want us to finish this game so we can start making money, and that would be nice for them. So we're a very indie team. There's no publisher backing us. The Kickstarter funding covered hardware and software licenses, and physical rewards, and some promotional things that we did at some conventions. But pretty much everybody on the team is just doing this as a labor of love. I mean, we're all gonna pay ourselves when we can, but right now the goal is do what we can, however we can do it. And if it needs to come to it, we might, I don't know, do an additional, do more for the game to drive up interest eventually. Now I'm just rambling. So anyways, if you want to know more, please ask us questions. Thank you for watching. I can't believe I did all this in one take. I was planning on editing a video and everything, but I think I'm just going to ship it. It's done. So yeah, we will have another dev diary probably, I don't know, in 2 or 3 weeks or so, depending on what Carrie tells me to talk about. Thank you, Carrie, again for setting up the contest, and congratulations, Michael Alar, for winning. Winning's always fun. So yes, I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.